there is a Zoom video of essentially this class period in block 1, so it's from June 22nd, where we're doing the same thing. So if you'll go download this Spotify project for students document, if you haven't already, and then the data. We're actually going to work through the data. And then, as I mentioned in the announcement, well, there's two things. One is, if you're missing any of the assignments, remember I still give partial credit, and it bottoms out, I think, at 50%. So it's still worth it to turn them in if you haven't, because something is better than nothing, and for some students that might tip them over the edge. So I would still turn them in, but they have to be done and uploaded by this Friday, 11:59. That's technically that's when summer semester officially ends. And actually, I think Canvas will close, like nothing more can be uploaded to Canvas at that point. So this will freeze. And there's nothing I can do about it. So make sure you get that in, but I would. And then please leave a comment for me in Canvas. So like when you upload it, I think there's a place for comments for professors to the professor. And if you'll leave it there, then Canvas sends me a notice that so-and-so turned in an assignment. It'll say they left you a comment on an assignment, but I'll know to go look for it to grade it. And then, or just send me a message through Canvas or something to let me know that it's out there. That'll help me. And then, so there's that. And then the other announcement, is that I think the project I had, at some point I had the date as August 12th, but it's actually going to be due Friday at 11:59 p.m. And I will be doing an extra session tomorrow from 6 to 7 on the same Zoom channel. If you want extra, like we'll be doing it Thursday as well, but it'll probably take you 3 hours to do this assignment. So, questions on that?
So you said during class today we'll be going through the Spotify details and data and kind of breaking it down, or no?
Yep.
Okay, so mine is, I have our revenue manager getting me some quantity of information comparison year over year, but I should be able to relate it to the Spotify-ish data.
How soon are they going to get you that data?
Well, hopefully tomorrow morning.
Why don't you stay on and work on the Spotify stuff if you're able to for the hour? In case for whatever reason they can't, then you have to do this. Yeah, if you're able to.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So, so go ahead back to modules and download the data. So you should have this. Okay. And I'm going to go click on a couple of these articles, but before we get into the data, let's talk about why we're doing this and why we are, the reason I'm doing it this way is so that normally I have you work in groups and you would actually collect the data and clean it. Like you would come up with the hypotheses, you would collect the data, you would clean it yourself, and I'm having to kind of pre-package it. And I'm leaving some of it, but I just want to say, but so if you feel bad, don't, because otherwise I would have made you collect, like somebody had to go download every year's top songs, and I'm just giving you that, and we're going to do some stuff with it. But why do you think the songs are getting shorter?
We have terrible attention spans.
Okay, attention span's getting shorter. That's one. What else? Actually, let me look at you guys. How many, raise your hands either virtually or physically. How many of you listen to Spotify? Like listen to your music on Spotify? Giovanni, how do you listen to music? Oh, now you guys, everyone's popping up. Okay. How many of you have Spotify, like the paid version? Okay. Is it worth it, Bailey?
Yeah, for me it is. Music's like my life, so I always have something playing even when I'm working too. So.
Okay. And do you build your own playlists or do you use the curated playlists of others?
I generally just build my own, or I just listen to albums from some artists I like.
Okay, so one hypothesis is that people's attention spans, is with stuff digital, and I watch YouTube videos. I can't stand to watch anything at less than 1.5 speed. I would be speaking at double speed right now if I could. Why else might songs be getting shorter? Like, how do you think Spotify pays people? Or Richie's like, hey, Apple Music.
Probably per listen.
So not the length of the song.
Okay, so there's an incentive. Like if they played by the minute or the sec, like how many seconds you listen to the song, would we expect the songs to get shorter? Yeah, not necessarily, right? What you might expect is the intro. Like if there's sometimes songs have a good part and you're waiting to get to the good part. They might shorten the part until they get to that, which they call the hook. And there's evidence that that's happening too. But if it's just by the second, then they wouldn't. If it's by the play, then you're like, hey, I should have like a 30-second song because that counts the same as a 3-minute song regardless, okay? Now, why might there be more songs per album?
I have an idea.
Okay, sir.
If you start listening to an album and you're listening to every song on the album and they're getting paid for every song you listen to, the more songs you listen to before the album's over, the more you got paid.
Yeah, so they might shorten the songs, but I'd be like, I'll still put the same. I could put the same number of total minutes on a song, right? Because you're like, oh, I really like that album. I'll just stick the whole thing on the playlist. Okay, what else?
A limiting factor for albums, at least historically, was disk space, or how much tape you could fit into a cassette, or etc.
Yeah.
But that's not a thing anymore. So you can have, even if you are producing long songs, you can do long albums if you want.
Yeah, so there's no physical constraint like there used to be. Like, what's an album now? Like, I haven't bought a CD in years, right? So there's no physical constraint. Okay, another hypothesis from these articles is that there will be more versions of the same song. There'll be the electronic, like the dance version. There'll be the chill version. There'll be the acoustic version.
The remixes.
I'm with the featuring Pitbull. I don't know. That guy's like on every song. Why would that be the case? If we think about playlists in particular, why might have 6 versions of the same? Like Ed Sheeran has 16 versions of the same song. Why might that be the case?
You to get on more playlists. If you have like a sped up pop version, you'll get on a playlist. But if you have the slow acoustic version, you'll get on a wedding playlist and yada yada yada.
Yeah, if you're listening to music while you do homework, maybe there's the instrumental version or the chill version. So it's all about getting on your playlist. That is the gold standard for how you make money on Spotify, right? And so there's more versions of the song, right? So that you can have it. Hey, this is the dance version, so that when I'm exercising on my bike, whatever, I have one, and then there's the one that can play at weddings and so on. Now I'm not having you test that one, because then we'd have to find a consistent way to say, here is song title A, right? And now I have to go find all of the different versions that you could put on it, and that's more work. Like there aren't lists of those that we could find easily. So I'm just going to have you test the 2 main hypotheses. One is that songs are getting shorter. Okay, and then the second one is that there's going to be more songs per album over time. Okay, so go ahead and open up the spreadsheet and let me walk you through it. Oh, and then
Where's the spreadsheet?
Okay, it is on modules, final project. Okay, so here modules, final project. Okay, and then the information about the write-up and links to articles and talking about these hypotheses are here, and then the data is this data set right here. Okay, and then what you're going to do, let me say this before we dive into actually the nuts and bolts of this data, is again, normally I would have you work in groups and you would present this to me. And so, and I used to require a write-up too, but I found slide decks are easier for students to create than write-ups, and they're easier for me to read, so it's win-win. So you're going to do 6 to 8 slides, and you'll do this as if you had come up with the project and were presenting it to me, and so I didn't know that. Even though I'm giving you the data, you're just going to come through and present it like it was your idea. Okay? Some people feel a little weird with that, but I'm saying it's 6 to 8 slides. And here's why. So slide 1 is going to tell me a little bit about the growth of, you'll tell me a little bit about the history of Spotify, how it's grown, and essentially what's happening here is, you know, if Spotify's become, you would think Apple Music too. So we could also test this with Apple Music. And essentially what this paper is doing is testing, Spotify has given incentives and changed the incentives for the way music is consumed and therefore produced. And therefore, are we seeing artists respond to those incentives? Okay, so you're going to give me the reasons for why we might think that songs are getting shorter and artists are have more added more songs per album. In the Word document, you can look at some of these articles, or you can Google and find them yourself. If there are other ones, okay. You're going to then tell me, so the next slide tells me, so, you know, this slide right here, that might be combined into a single slide. And a couple of these about the data and what you did and what you found might take, like, the statistical test might take you 2 slides. Like, it might take you additional slides. So that's why I'm like 6 to 8, and I'm not really worried about if it's 9 slides or 10, okay? You're going to tell me about the data that I'm giving you, that you would have collected, and I'll give, but essentially we've got data for the top 30 songs for each year going back to 2010. Then you also have 2005 and 2000. And then you have, for the top albums each year, how many songs are on each album, okay? Then you're gonna give me some descriptive statistics. You're gonna run a t-test and a regression, and then you're gonna tell me what you found. Did they get shorter or not? Or did songs get shorter on average, and did albums get longer, okay? So what you're gonna upload is the spreadsheet, like what you'll turn in here. You're gonna actually turn in your spreadsheet, and then you're going to turn in your slide deck. Okay. Now on the data, so this is the one that I just added this DS song length. DS stands for data sheet, but I'm giving some of the things you're going to do here. We're going to do a t-test between the average song length for 2005 versus 2011, and then 2011 versus 2019. We're going to be creating a scatter plot of the song length by year. So we'll have songs in seconds on the y-axis, the song length, and then the number of Spotify users in millions on the x-axis. Sorry, we'll be doing a regression of song length by Spotify users. So we'll be doing, I'll be showing you all this. So you'll put your results, like your regression output, on the song length here on this tab that says results-length, and the ones for albums here. And then this data I've already given you. So this is the year. We're not going to use this year since. I had people in the spring term use that. But here are the number of premium subscribers on Spotify per year. Okay, so you can see, I think they started in 2006, you'll tell me. They had 2.5 million paid subscribers in 2011. They had, as of the end of last year, they had 124 million. So they've grown tremendously. Okay, and so this is the descriptive statistics. We'll do the mean, median, min, max, and standard deviation for song length in seconds, and then the same thing on the number of songs per album. Okay, and then this one, the top 50 albums actually has the data. If I do Control Home, it'll take me up to the top. So they downloaded this data from Billboard.com, and this was one member of the group's job. They had to go download and put all this data in this table. So you don't have to. So you can thank them. And Ariana Grande's song has 12 albums. Album has 12 songs, and then the Lady Gaga, Bradley Cooper, the album From a Star Is Born has 34 songs. Okay. Hamilton has 46 songs, believe it or not. And then this one has song lengths. And so this goes all the way back. So, here's 2011, then I had 2005 and 2000. So we have sort of a baseline. The 2005 and 2000 are before Spotify was founded, right? And then, so we're going to look sort of, are they getting shorter by year? That'll be the first thing we're going to do together. And then the next one we're going to do is really, if it's being driven by Spotify, it should actually be driven more by, it wouldn't necessarily be equal each year. We would expect that as more and more people got their music through Spotify and it became a bigger and bigger player in the industry, that this is where they would, it would have an effect. So let's go to this song lengths. And then next to it, you won't have one. I just created this. So just create a sheet and call it DS song lengths. And then up here I've got year, song title, the artist, the length of the song, and this is the stuff that we're going to paste in from song length. So what we need to do is we need one long list. So the other one is called wide data, where I've got it sort of split by year. And we need this all in one single list that also then tells us the year the song came out. Okay? So let's go ahead and put, we've got year, song title, artist, length of song. Then I've got length of song in seconds. We're not going to end up needing years since 2006, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. And then Spotify subscribers. So we're going to end up using a VLOOKUP to bring that over. Okay? So, Richie, once you've got this, I'll use you as my guinea pig. Once you've got this sheet created and these headers here, can you give me a thumbs up?
Yes, sir. So give me 1 second.
Yep.
And sorry, where did you copy and paste the headers again from?
I just typed them in.
Okay. Simple enough.
So I'll just delete them. Let's see. So it'll be year, title, artist, song length, seconds, and then we'll put Spotify subscribers. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on wrap text. And then I'll just put a cool I'm gonna put that header in row 3. Okay, and I'm calling this DS for data sheet. So DS dash song length, and then in a second we'll create one. We may not get to it today. It might be on the next class. We'll do one for albums.
I am caught up.
All right, let's do this. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit. This is where if we learn some programming, it would help us. But we're just going to do this one manually. So what I'm going to do is Lil Nas X, Old Town Road. Actually, some of this as you go further back is, you're like Uptown Funk. Really, that came out 5 years ago. It doesn't seem quite so long. You know what I mean? It's like a little trip down memory lane. But what we're going to do is I'm going to take this over to the song length that it's 2 minutes and 37 seconds. And Control Shift down. And then I'm going to paste it. Oops. Oh, I must not have copied it. Control C, Control V. So I'm going to make that. We'll get rid of this right-hand side border in a second. Okay. And I'm also let's go ahead and create, since I'm here, I'm going to create year underscore 2000. I could put these as numbers, but I'm not going to because it'll make, I don't want, it's easy to make mistakes if it actually is in a number. So it's going to do year underscore 2005 and then year underscore 2011 and year underscore 2012. And we're going to go up to 2019, but I believe if I select 2011 and 2012, so now I've given Excel a series, and I'm telling it now to kind of follow this pattern, which is going to be increased by 1 year. I should be able to go out to 2019. So again, like these two, because I don't want that to be the pattern, and I don't want 2005 to 2011 be the pattern. I'm going to do from 2011 to 2012, and then just drag it out to 2019. And in a second, we'll freeze the rows so that this header row is always at the top. So now let's grab 2018, and then I want to show you something. So we'll go back here and we'll grab, oh, hold on. Almost forgot. I don't want the fact that I'm going to replace this right here, the fact that this was the #1 song last year, or the #2 song. I want to replace this with the fact that these all came out with 2019. So I'm gonna type in, if I select all that entire column A and I type in 2019, and then on a PC it's Control Enter, and on a Mac it's Command Enter, and it will replace all those at the same time. Like we're going to use that a lot in this sheet for some what we call dummy variables. Okay.
I also just typed in 2019 to the top box and then double click down.
You can copy and paste it all the way down. That's true too. Okay, so now let's go let's grab 2018 and 2017. And I need to Okay, so I've done 20. And then between these years, we're going to do this. Let's do this between each year. What I'd like to do is, so for 2019, if I freeze this, so if I click, I'm going to click outside. I'm going to click here in R4. And then I'm going to go up to view and freeze panes. And that way, this will always be visible. I'm actually going to put a line. I'm going to underline that, and you'll see why in a second. We're going to be doing some of this in a. Sorry, if we were coding this and using something like R or Stata or Python, we wouldn't be doing it visually like this. We'd be writing code, but since we are, it'll make it easier for us to see some things. But we need to convert this song length from 2 minutes and 37 seconds to the number of seconds. Okay. And there are a couple things tricks to think about in the way that Excel handles time of day. So you'll notice that 2:37 is actually written here as 2:37 a.m. So I'm going to put over in S4. I'm going to put 6 a.m. So I'm going to put 06 colon and hit enter. And you'll notice that puts it at 6 a.m. And if I wanted 06:15, we could do that too. And then if I wanted to, like, I could have it go in 15-minute increments if I were creating a timesheet of some kind. But that's not going to matter. What I just want to show you is that the way Excel actually is going to put, what it's going to actually put in there is the fraction of the day. So that 6 a.m. is actually going to be, since 6 a.m. is 1/4 of the day, 6 of the 24 hours have elapsed, then if I actually format it, so if I right click on the cell and say format cells, so right now it's showing it as hour and minute. If I go up here to number, it's what is actually sitting there is 0.25 or general. So it's just showing it there as 0.25. And if I were to now change it to 12:00, so like noon, what should be there?
0.5.
0.5. Okay. The other thing is that if I'm gonna put right here, I'm gonna say it's equal to 24 times 60. So there's 60 minutes in an hour and 24 hours in a day. So 24 times 60, there are 1,440 minutes in a day. And so it turns out if I say equals this times 1,440, and then I need to change the format here to number. I'll leave it with 1 decimal place. None of these are going to have decimals. I guess it's not going to matter. We're going to finish. We'll clean up this formatting because like this one's formatted to be at the bottom and this one's in the middle. But that is saying, what it's literally saying is that 2 hours and 37 minutes is 157 minutes. But it turns out that 2 hours and 37 minutes being 157 minutes is the same thing as 2 minutes and 37 seconds being 157 seconds. Okay? So this is just saying it's equal to that times 1440. And then it's formatted as a number. So now I can just, we'll end up having to do that for all of these, but This is giving us, so 2 minutes and 59 seconds. 3 minutes is exactly 180 seconds. And so 2 minutes and 59 is 179 seconds. So that's how you convert from, say, minutes to number of seconds, which makes it easier for us to plot. And if we want to say, what is the average? So anytime you're dealing with minute, like time measures in Excel, if you want, what is the average, you have to do kind of stuff like this. Okay?
So, okay, you did D4 times 1440.
Yep.
Um,
And then you have to format it so
As
that
a
it's
number.
as a number. Yep.
so I got 234.
For
by
which one?
3 minutes and 54 seconds. I guess that's what matters. Let's see. Justin Bieber something.
Oh, see, that's why I just skipped him. No, I'm kidding. Where is Bieber? Are you getting that this, so number 10 right here, that 2 minutes and 15, this Ariana Grande one that's 2 minutes and 59 seconds is 179 seconds? Or this first one's
Probably copied the wrong
157?
year. I copied the wrong year. Hold on.
Okay. So while we're doing that, though, what I'm going to have you guys do for the next 5 minutes, I'm going to switch into groups and finish bringing over all these song links. So now do 2016 and add a underscore, like add one of those lines.
Can you show how to add the line again? Sorry.
Yeah, so you just go up here to this drop down as borders. And then you just pick bottom border.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Yep.
Could you show how to freeze frame the top thing again?
Yeah. So it's up here under view. And then where you have to go is, where do I want to freeze the pane? And so if I go ahead and I'm going to unfreeze this, which now means it'll scroll. And a lot of people keep the header row. I often kind of put data up here, like this is where the data was downloaded or instructions about it. So I'm going to put it in, I'm putting it in column R4, but you could also do it right here if you wanted. It doesn't matter. And then you just say freeze panes and this freeze. And so that way, that is always going to be frozen. And if I scroll to the right, it's going to be frozen as well. Okay. I just opened all rooms. So you guys ought to be able to hop in, and I kind of made the groups big, so hopefully you can all kind of work together to finish those off. Austin, are you there? Austin, let me know when you get back.
Oh, hey, sorry.
Oh, are you
I'm
back?
cooking in the other room a little bit. Yeah, sorry.
All right, yeah, just hop it, just close. There's putting in the rest of the years.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Actually, I think I might have got that done already. I watched your other videos a little bit, so I'm mostly just kind of on listening to make sure I didn't miss anything.
Oh, okay, well then you can just hang out till we get back.
Okay, thanks.
All right, sure. Let me go ahead and hey, so where are you guys at?
I copied and pasted all the years and then did the length in seconds, and that is as far as I'm done.
Okay, perfect. Giovanni, KDT, where you guys stand?
Same thing. I've got them all copied over with the seconds.
Okay, perfect. I'll bring everybody back. All right. Are you guys done, or where are you at?
I'm done.
Okay, perfect. All right, I'm going to bring everybody back. Okay, so it looks like nearly everybody is back. Okay, so you should have all the years and then converted them to length in seconds. Okay, so just to double check, the very last song you should have should be 218 seconds. Okay, so now let's go over, let's bring over the number of subscribers for that year. So let's go to this tab called Spotify subscribers. Okay, and we're gonna call, I'm gonna take from this 2000 down to 2019 and columns A through C. We'll call this Spotify. Obviously you can call it whatever you want, but I just named that range right there. And what we're now gonna do is match on this year. And so for 2013, we want to bring over 8 million subscribers. And for 2019, this will be the first one that we see. It should be 124 million subscribers. And we'll notice here that the data that we want is in the third column, column C, as in Charlie. So we're going to bring, when we find a match in 2019, we want to bring over this 124. So we'll go right here. And so we'll do an equals VLOOKUP. And the value we want to look up is this 2019. We're going to need to fix these fonts and some of this formatting here in a second because this looks kind of old school, but it's in the table Spotify. And then we want to bring over the third column, and we're going to say false because we want an exact match. Okay. And then I'm just going to double click down. So it'll be 124 for 2019, and then in 2018, oops, it should be 96 seconds, and then, or 96 million subscribers, and so on. Okay. And then we should have 0 when we do the years, when we do any of these years before, right there. Okay, because there were no subscribers that year. Okay, so I'm going to do Control up arrow so that I have this, and then just to make it the file a little bit small. Well, let's see. It's probably not going to hurt anything. There's only 100. How many are there? 300. Sometimes I would, what do you call it? convert this from the formula. I would always leave kind of this first one so that I know later on what the formula was, and then the rest of them I'd convert to a value. But what we need to do is create a dummy variable. And you guys lucked out. I didn't give you an assignment where I had you do dummy variables already, but we're going to do these right now. And so a dummy variable is 1 if true and 0 is false. Okay? And so what I'm going to normally do right now is I'm just going to go down to this line. Eric, were you raising your hand or just saying, thanks, we didn't have to do that assignment?
Thanks for not doing the assignment.
Okay. So I'm going to go down to this border so that I want, for year is equal to 2019, I want that to be 1 for all of these where it's 2019 and 0 otherwise. So I'm going to put Control Enter for the 0 there.
I just caught up to the copy paste. How did you get the Spotify subscribers quantity?
So we did the VLOOKUP. So I went on this one and I named this range Spotify. You can call it whatever you want. And then we did a VLOOKUP, and what I want to do is when it finds that 2019, it's going to bring over that 124, the 124 million subscribers. So it's Spotify, or sorry, VLOOKUP. I'm looking for this 2019 in column A. Find it in Spotify, and then when you do find a match, bring over the third column, which was where that 124 million is, and then false means find an exact match. Now I'm going to zoom out a little bit. This might make it small on your screen. But what I'm going to do for the rest of these is the rest of these are going to be 0 because it's not year 2000, year 2005. And we could do this with if statements, but it's actually, in this case, faster if I just type in a 0 and hit Control Enter or Command Enter on a Mac and do it that way. So then for 2018, this is why these lines, this is why I had you do the lines, because it gives us a visual break of where, so this should be going down to here. So I always fill in the ones first, then we'll fill in the zeros. So this should be for 2018. And then these guys should be zeros as well.
I thought I had it, but something was wrong with my I said VLOOKUP Spotify and then sheet 1, A4. How do I?
No, it should be A4. So you guys keep going down on the years, filling those in, because you have to fill them in for all of them. And I can split you in groups if you want. But I think you just do it. Okay. Sarah, go ahead and share your screen. What I suspect is happening is you need this A4 first and then Spotify second.
It won't let me share yet.
Okay, how about now?
Yes.
Yeah, so you need that A4 first. And then where is Spotify named? Well, hold on. Hit escape because it's your VLOOKUP is still moving around. So I would just hit escape out and so you're not, yeah. So now go to song length or show me where Spotify subscriber. Okay, so now go up and click on, okay, so we should actually be fine. So Spotify, okay, so now go back to the data sheet. Okay, so in that first, in F4, just say equals VLOOKUP. Okay, so the lookup value is that 2019 in cell A4, comma, now Spotify.
Oh.
Okay, comma, and then which column did we want to bring? Where was that 124?
The third one.
Okay, so 3, comma, false. Yep, hit enter. Okay, and then go back up to that very first one, and you need to, so right click on it, and now right click and do format. Yeah, right click on the 0. Yeah, there you go, right click. And do format cells, because we need to tell it it's a number, not a time.
Oh.
So now go up to number. There you go.
Decimals or no?
Just 1 decimal is fine. Okay. Okay, now double click that all the way down. Yeah, do the double click there, and it should go all the way down to the bottom. So just make sure, like, we see it 96, 48. Okay, perfect.
And that's correct, right?
Why is it not finding it for 2010? I'll bet it's off by 1. Go back to song lengths. Go back to Spotify. Oh, because we don't have, there is no 2010. Oh, no. You've made a mistake in your data set, in your data sheet. Go back to DS, go back to wherever that data was. Is that sheet 1? Yeah, go to, I'll bet you keep scrolling down to the bottom. That Mariah Carey, that's 2005, it's not 2010. Yeah, so go up one more, a little more, there you go. So that We Belong Together, Mariah Carey. Those where you have 2010 should be 2005, and then the ones below that say 2005 should be 2000. Just the year, that's the only thing you need to change. Yeah, yeah, there you go. Little Bow Wow songs there. There you go. That should be 2005, and then the rest of those should be 2000.
Ah, crap. Where did it? Okay, right here. It's starting with Breathe.
Correct.
And then I totally lost where you went after that. What did we do in G4?
Okay, so go all the way over to the right.
Or, on sheet 1. Okay.
There you go. So from there, okay, you need to add a horizontal line that wherever you have a break. Let me just hop in real quick, and then.
I'm gonna do a line on between each year so you can see it better.
Yeah, so hold on, there we go. I'll do this first one for you, and then I'll have you. Okay, so now we're just going to add a bottom border. Okay, so do that between each of these years, and the reason we're doing that is so that
you can see it.
Yep. Okay, and then what we want is, so for 2019 right here, it's 1 if 2019, if the year is 2019. So in this case, I'm going to hit 1 and then Control Enter. And this one's going to be 1 and Control Enter.
You're over I can't see what you're doing because my Zoom is over what you're typing.
Okay, so on the rest of these, and I'm going to go ahead and.
Okay, there we go. So why is 2019 1 and the other one?
Because this is the year that's 2019, and the rest of them, it's 0 for everybody else. And then this one, it's going to be 1 for,
Everybody else? Oh, 18.
well, this one's 1 for 2018. Sorry, there's a lag with me doing it on your computer. We need to fill this guy in with zeros as well,
Okay.
but I'm just going to go.
And then 17 gets ones in the O.
Yep.
And
Yeah. So this should be in
what
this
does that
2019. When we run a regression, that's going to give us, we can do dummy variables for each year, and then we can see, I've given up remote control. Then we can, it'll give us the average song length each year, and it'll allow us to shorten it out. Okay?
Got it. Yay. Okay.
Okay, perfect. All right, so you should all have, I haven't filled them in on mine, but I'll do that. Okay, but you should fill, so essentially you're going to have, right, you're going to have a whole bunch of ones and zeros here.
In what pattern are we supposed to do that again?
So the whole point of this is, so this is my 2017. It's going to be 1 if the year is 2017.
Okay.
And 0 otherwise. So everything else is 0. So these are actually going to be 1s as well. So I ought to be able to just do 1 and 1, and then just double that down, right? Oh, sorry, those should be zeros. I'm so dumb. Okay, 0, control enter. And then this guy is going to be 1 for the 2016. And 0 otherwise. I guess I could do 0 there. No, but I don't want that. I don't want fill. Okay, so those ones are going to be moving closer and closer to it because, you know, this is 2016. So I could do this with an if statement. Well, I guess I can't because this isn't a number. But that's what we want so that when we run a regression, I'll show you that. Okay, how are we doing on time? 7:04. Let's name, we're going to name this, let's name this year right there. Let's call that song year. Let's call this song underscore year. So song underscore year. And then I'm going to call this one, column E, the one that is in seconds. Let's call this one, I'm going to call it song underscore length. And if you want, I can say in seconds, like in SEC. So this first column is song year. And this is song length in seconds. And the reason for that is it allows us on this Spotify subscriber to give me, so let's start with this very first one, which is just going to be equal to the average, the overall average over all the years, and that'll just be the average of song length in seconds, which tells us that the average song, if I were to divide that by 60, but the average song is 3.5 minutes over the entire time. Like if I were to average all the songs over the 330 songs that we have. And then we're going to use this average if so that we get the average song length by year. Okay? So here we've got equal to average if, okay? And what we want is, what do I want? So the range is going to be song year. So if song year is equal to 2000, like this year right there, then it says, when I find a match, what do you want me to average? And what I want you to average is song length in seconds. So I've got, it's looking for the year 2000. Where is it? It's looking for that in song year. So go song year, comma, A4, comma, song length in seconds.
Could you just show again the columns that you named?
Yeah. So then I'll just bring that down. So this first one is 254 seconds. So that's going to be actually over 4 minutes. So here I've got song length or song year, which does not include the header. And then I've got song length in seconds, which is column E, which also does not include the header.
Okay.
Okay. How are we doing on time? Well, let's do this. We're going to go down. I'm going to hit escape. Wish that weren't there. Okay. Let's do the median, the min, the max, and the standard deviation. So this is just going to be for the whole thing. This is going to be the median song length. And again, it's going to be song length in seconds. If I want, I can actually just, and then say min, max, and standard deviation dot S. So the median song length is 222. There's a song that's 76 seconds long. I think that's the Cup song, actually. So if we go here to, if I go here to song length, oh, see if I were to convert these to the values, I think it's, if I do Control F for Cups, that's the one that's 76 seconds long, 1:16. And 485, I don't know what that is. We can go figure it out. But, okay. Now, this one, in later versions of Excel, in version 2019 and later, there is a median if and a min if and a max if. And if you have that, you can use them. If you don't, then what we have to do is if years equal. Okay, I'm going to bring this over.
What do you have in E15?
Just the average, and you had to name that range, so song length. In this one, it's going to be, I called it song length in seconds, which is column E from that data sheet with the song. Now, this one is the trickiest thing that we will do right now. If years equals to, I think here years was, okay. So, and song length in seconds. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to do if. So if you have min if, so I would type in, and so mine just says min. If yours also gives you a min if, then you're just going to follow this same, it's just like average if.
I got min ifs. IFS.
That'll work. That'll work.
Cool.
Okay, and if same thing, if you have a max ifs and a median ifs. But if not, go ahead and watch this way anyway, because you may probably have to do it for standard median and standard deviation. So this is called, I'm going to type in here, it's an array formula. So if you need help with it after class, before I can help you, that's what you're going to Google, array formulas in Excel. Or do min if in Excel, that's what you'd Google. And it'll, like how to do a min if, and it'll show you both. But here's what we're going to do. You're going to say is equal to if, okay, and the logical test is going to be if song year is equal to 2000, so the value in A4, then what I want you to bring back is the song length in seconds. Now, when I just hit enter here, it's going to say false. Okay, but the first thing you want to do is type this if statement, and then we're going to put a wrapper around it. So we're going to say if song year is equal to this year 2000, comma, then bring back the song length in seconds.
And I'm just I love it when my stuff is like not doing. Mine says spill. Does that mean I did?
That's what mine says too.
Mine too.
So spill means I think it's going to spill longer than, oh gosh, we had to figure this out last semester. I thought we had to figure it out with you. So just one second. But I thought we had to figure it out with Jeremy at one point. But then we're going to wrap it here with a median. And then I think it's Command Shift Enter on a Mac. It depends on the year. Darn it. Let's figure this out. Eric, did you get it to work? And if not, can you Google?
Yeah, I did. I got it.
It says 255, not false.
Can you Google the spillover error in Excel? Okay.
Yeah, I also got 255, but.
Okay, so now if it should be. I'm going to put equals median. Okay, and then now that I'm still in it, I'm going to hit Control Shift Enter all at the same time. And it's going to put those curly braces in, and that means it's doing a median song, and that's saying that the median song length in 2000 was 255 seconds.
Yeah, we got it right.
And now I should be able to actually bring that down. But if I do anything to change it, like if I do, let's see, I'm going to make the A4, I want it to stay in A. So now it's broken and I have to hit Control Shift Enter again. It's broken the array formula part, but I should be able to actually now move this over and change that to min, max, and standard dev dot s. Like, okay, it's giving me all these errors. But now if I do Control Shift Enter for a PC or Command Shift Enter for a Mac, I should be able to bring that down. Okay, this is actually the hardest. This is harder than the regressions. This is harder than everything else we're doing. Our array formulas. Not harder. They're a little bit harder to get your head around, and they're the most prone in a classroom setting to go wrong. Okay, but you should get so that cup song, the shortest one is in 2013, and the longest song is also in 2013. What is this long? What is the long song in 2013? Justin Timberlake, Mirrors. Okay. We're going to do one more thing, and then because it's 7:17. And then I'll stick around for questions, but we'll pick it up from here. We'll pick it up from here. I mean, you can watch. There's a couple Zoom videos there showing me doing this last semester. But we'll pick it up from here on Thursday.
Standard deviation.s, right?
Correct.
So the final project is due Friday, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we'll have time. We'll keep working on this on Thursday, and then we'll have, after class Thursday and Friday to submit it, the PowerPoint and slides and etc.
Yeah, correct. Now, I'm happy to stay longer tonight. Like, class technically, I think, was supposed to be from 6 to 9 p.m. That's way too long, but I'm happy to keep going if people want to keep going. Some people have to, hop off. Some people have to, whatever. But I'm happy to keep going. But I want to create some of the charts first, and then. But if you want to get started, you're going to do the exact same thing for album lengths. So you're going to take these albums and convert them into one long row with the zeros and ones, so that it's going to look like same thing for all the albums. Right? So if you wanted to stick around or do stuff after class, that's what I would do. And then I named them like years. So let's see, this one I think was song years. You could call that album _ years or years album. And then you need one that does songs per album.
So I can do that, everybody else
Sure.
can do after class. I'm just curious where you're going to pick up on Thursday. If you're going to do it on Thursday, then, I'll just wait to do it with the class on Thursday. If you want us to be to a point before Thursday, then of course I'll do that now. So what are you thinking?
It would be nice if we could stick around a little longer and do get the charts done, because the regressions, and then before Thursday, if you'll create this table from the albums, because then we can do all the stuff on Thursday, and then people can, the analysis portion will be done, and then people need to write it up, right? Like put the stuff in PowerPoint and do all that kind of good stuff.
A Spotify subscribers tab, it has, A through I, and we just filled in. But then it also has the same thing, K through O.
Because the next one's for songs per album.
Yeah, just length of song. I just need to scroll up. It's always about scrolling. Okay,
Yep.
we're good.
Okay. So
And for the albums tab, it seems that we started this time from the 2000s, and then 2005 and 2011.
And it doesn't matter.
Okay.
So on the sheet with the albums, where did it start? It's actually I just sorted it. You can sort it either way. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay. Because that's why it's looking for that actual year and then bringing it back. So it's actually not going to matter as long as it's in there and it's got a year. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and create what we're going to do right here is create these charts so that we can get a sense. And I do this anytime I'm doing anything with data. The first thing I do is get these descriptive statistics, and then I'm going to do charts just like this. Okay.
Can I have you just do one quick thing for me?
Sure.
Can you just hover over like E4? I just didn't get the mean somehow. I missed that column. It's probably really easy. Okay.
Average if.
Oh, it's an average if. Okay, so
yeah, and that's built into Excel, so you don't have to do anything. The array formula.
And then the year, and then is okay equal to A4. Got it. You don't have to do anything, and then song length second. Got it. Okay, thank you so much.
Yep. Okay, so we're gonna do this first one, which is average song length by year. We're gonna do this bar chart, and then we're gonna change it to a scatter plot, and we'll do with subscribers on the x-axis. So to do that, okay. To do that, I'm gonna put these means. I wonder if I can do control and do these all at once. Well, let's just do it this way. We're selecting the song length. This is the song length in seconds. And now we're just going to insert a bar chart. So I'm going to insert chart. And you can pick any of these, but we're going to do this column chart. And I'll put a shape outline, like I'll put a little border around the chart. And then what we need to do is, right now it doesn't know what the x-axis is, so I'm just going to right-click on one of the bars and say select data. And I'm going to say, it says series 1, which I can rename, and I'm going to edit it. Oh, sorry. I'm going to do this part over here. On mine, it'll do it over here with this horizontal, the category axis. And what I need to tell it is that those are years. Okay. And I'm going to say this is what, average song length by year. In seconds.
I added years.
What's that?
Mine went blank when I added years. I probably did something wrong.
Okay, so right click on the bars and select data.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so before that, it had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over here. And so we're going to edit this horizontal, and what we want are these years right there. And then I'm going to go ahead and, since I'm here on the chart, I'm going up here to design and add chart element, and I'm going to add an axis title. And I want to call this on the y-axis, that vertical one, I'm going to call it song length in seconds.
I messed it up. My y-axis is now years.
Okay, hang on. I'm gonna help. I'll come back and help you in a second. Let me help everyone get. Does everyone have? And then right-click on these bars and let's make them. We're gonna do format data series, and I'm gonna change the gap width to something like 50%. I'm gonna make them wider. Okay. Does it look like the average song length is going down?
It appears so.
I mean, we're seeing there's kind of a downward trend, but with sort of these flat lines, right? and we're going to kind of see here, 2013 is kind of this, it pops up a little bit. It does sort of look like 2018, so what we're going to find is that 2019 is significantly shorter than 2000. Let's see, what's the one that I want you to end up doing? 2005 versus 2011 and 2011 versus 2019. So 2011 here versus 2019. So I think there's a significant difference between here and here. I don't think there is between 2000 and 2011. I don't think it had gotten down that far yet. But, if I were to add a trend line, and change that to, change my color there to like a red or something. I mean, there's a downward slope there. What we're going to end up finding is that slope statistically significant, right? That's when we start doing our t-tests and our regression analysis. That's going to tell us, is that statistically significant? So we've got a song length here. Okay. And then now we're going to do the same thing. Let's go ahead and we'll do it again. So we're going to take mean. We're going to just select these, the x-axis, or sorry, the y-axis stuff here. And now we're going to insert a scatter plot. So on mine, it's an XY scatter. Okay. And again, it doesn't know what's on the x-axis. But I'm going to go ahead and format, shape outline this. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on one of the dots and do select data. And now I'm going to edit, and it's going to say, what are your X values? And in this one, we want Spotify subscribers by year. And technically, I probably shouldn't include the ones with 0, but oops, that's not the name. That is the, we'll call that Spotify subscribers, but the X values are going to be the actual values there. And this is going to be, sorry, this is average song length what did I do before? Song length is function of Spotify subscribers. Let's go ahead and copy and paste that over. So then I'll go ahead and, okay, we'll hit format, or not format, design, and we'll go ahead and add axis titles. So on the x-axis is Spotify subscribers in millions. And then on the y-axis is going to be song length in seconds, just like the other one. Okay. Then the final thing we will do is let's go ahead and we will add a trend line. And we'll do a linear, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to have you display the equation and the R squared.
Can you just repeat that last part that you said?
So I'll just go ahead and delete that and delete the trend line. So all you did is you right click on one of the dots and say add trend line. It's linear. And we're going to display the equation on the chart and display the R squared. And I'm going to move it and I'll bold it. I can make the font there a little bigger. Okay. So Eric, how do we interpret the R squared on that 0.6569?
0.65, you would say that it's positively, oh no, sorry, that's just R. But R squared is, since it's kind of close to 1, it's, or closer to 1 than it is to 0, then you could say it's a good correlation there.
Right. So it's and the R squared. So this is actually going to be a negative correlation because as Spotify subscribers go up, song length is going down. Okay. The 65% there, 66% means that the R squared there means that Spotify subscribers explains about 66% of the variation in song length. Like there's a significant correlation there. That 236, let's do this. I'm going to write in, I'm going to insert a comment right here, and let's just go ahead and write in what this all means. So this means y, if we write out the regression formula, it's going to be that y is equal to 237.18 minus 0.3129 times Spotify subscribers in millions. Okay. Which is another way of saying, and y here is equal to song length in seconds. Okay. So that means when Spotify subscribers are 0, that's the, y-intercept means.
But as Spotify subscribers increase, y-intercept decreases.
Well, the y-intercept doesn't, but the song length is going to decrease. But what the 237.18, that's where this crosses this line, which says when Spotify subscribers were 0, so years before 2006 in our data set, it's 2000 and 2005. It means we expect.
Subscribers are the less.
Well, hold on. Average song was 237, or we would predict average song is 237.18 seconds when Spotify subscribers equal to 0. Okay. So in our data, years before 2006, which are 2000 and 2005. Okay. So if I were to actually take out 2000 and just include 2006, then it would be the average song length in 2005, which is 229.1. So what it's actually doing is it's saying the average song length between that year 2000 and 2005, that 254.9 seconds and 229 seconds, that's that 237.18. So it's the average of that. Okay. And then what it's saying, so let me now go ahead and we'll add some more to this. Okay. The coefficient on Spotify subscribers, the coefficient of negative 0.3129 on Spotify subscribers can be interpreted as we expect, actually let's do this. For each additional 1 million subscribers. So that's for each 1 unit increase in X. We predict song length will decrease by 1/3 of a second. So 0.3129 seconds. For a 10 million increase in Spotify subscribers, how much do we expect them to get shorter?
By a full 3 seconds.
Yep. By 3.129 seconds. Okay. And you're like, that seems really small. But remember that Spotify essentially goes from 0 to 124 million subscribers. And the songs go from about 237 seconds down to just under 200 seconds. So they decrease by 40 seconds, 30 to 40 seconds. And so that's kind of what that is telling us. Okay. So it does look like when we run our regression, that will be statistically significant. In fact, let's run that regression and then I will stop. Okay. So does everybody have, except Sarah, Sarah's having with this bar chart, does everyone have these charts?
Yeah.
Okay. Katie, Kellen, Hussam.
Yeah, I've got them.
Okay. Jeremy. Okay. Hannah. Okay. So now I'm going to do, I'm going to run this and we'll put it here on, we're going to put it here on results, length. So we'll do, we can do both sets of regressions. We'll do the easy one first. So the Y variable is going to be we're going to recreate this one right here. So the Y variable is going to be the song length in seconds, and the X variable is going to be Spotify subscribers in millions. Okay. So we're going to go to data. Well, let's actually put it here on, let's go here to the song length one. And it's probably going to create, I can tell where to put it, but we'll go ahead and let's do data analysis. We're going to do a regression. Hit OK. So the Y range again is song length in seconds, which is column E. In fact, I think I can just do song length seconds, right? Just go ahead and do. So in mine, it's E4 to E333. Oh, hold on. I need to make it, we're going to include the headers. Okay, and then the X range is going to be F3 all the way down to F333. We're going to include labels. Okay, E3 to E333 and F3 to F333 include labels. It's going to stick it on a new worksheet. And I'm going to I'm just going to copy and paste that to results length. Okay, and this should be exactly the same.
Professor Benson, for some reason I'm getting an error window. It says regression input range contains non-numeric data, but I did put that we're including labels.
So it's got a text value somewhere else in it.
Okay. I'll go hunt it down.
Read me the range for the Y and the X.
So mine is E1 to E31, E331, and F1 to F. Oh, you know what? On Spotify subscribers, for some reason, the VLOOKUP kicked out like
an NA
divisible by 0 or something error, but only for the last 2 songs in 2000. So can I just manually switch those over to 0?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Then I'll probably be good. I'll let you know if I'm not. Thanks.
All right. Okay, so again, okay, this is statistically significant. Okay, there are 330 observations. Okay, now the R squared is different here because we're not taking the average per year. We're actually putting in all the songs, okay? But this is statistically significant because that p-value is less than 0.05. Okay, I could make this super long, and it is, so that 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, you know, there's 7 zeros there, then 112. That's what this 112 e to the negative 8th means, right? That's just scientific notation.
For some reason, my p-value was not the same.
You get 0.3129 or negative 0.3129?
No, my p-value in the intercept line it's 4.7, and the Spotify subscribers is 1.11.
How many observations are there?
330.
Okay, so go ahead and show me your data. Share your screen.
Okay.
Oh, that's it right there.
But these numbers in here are.
So just go up to the comma.
Oh.
There you go, and do like add 4 decimal places the other way. In fact, do like keep going. Yep, there you go. So you see that 7 zeros 112. Yeah, 116. So that 1116, if you go up to the significance F, so in column F16 or row F6, cell F16. So those values are exactly the same. And so that 1.11635 is, so that's saying that scientific notation. So if I were to move the decimal place 8 times over, that's why it's saying that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so your t-stat's the exact same of mine, your p-value is the exact same of mine. Okay. Let me go ahead.
So all of my values came across wrong on that, but I also have 330 observations. They just came across different.
What do you have as your intercept?
Let me pull that up. Sorry, I was going back to my formula to see. My intercept, like the coefficient or the p-value?
Coefficient.
237, 1754.
Okay, so go ahead and share your screen.
Okay. Actually, okay, that is going to be impossible because I got a new computer, but it doesn't have Excel, so I'm working on 2 computers. I don't know what to do. I don't think I can do that.
You could probably do it on your phone. Yeah, you'll have to figure something out. Email it to me or share it in the thing.
Yeah, I'll figure something out, I guess. Never
Okay.
mind.
Good. Anyone else? Hannah? Kellen? Bailey?
Mine's good.
I'm good.
Okay. So let's do the let's do one more. We're gonna do the one with the year dummies. And so for that I need to do let's see. I need to put that is a 1. I can actually do that is 0. Okay, so I had to be able to do zeros. All right, so I had to be able to do. I had to be able to do. Okay, sorry guys. Should have a shortcut for underscoring like that. Okay, so we should have, if I go up to the top, this will be easier to see this way. Let's see, 2019. Okay. And then if I do this as that,
What'd you just do?
I just formatted it with comma, and so it actually shows that 0 as a dash. And so it doesn't actually change anything. It just makes it easier for me to see the ones and to see if I've done it correctly.
And did you do that also with Spotify subscribers?
Correct, I did. I didn't need to. It makes the decimals line up, which makes the OCD part of me happy. So anyway, so that, it won't matter. You should get the exact same thing. So now the regression is going to look like this. We're going to run data now, and I can change this so that it doesn't have to do that. So we're going to go to data analysis. We're going to do a regression again. The Y value is still going to be the same. We're doing song length in seconds. Okay. Now the X range though is going to start with year 2005. So I wish I'd kind of made you do this other spreadsheet exercise, but you're going to start. We have to omit. There's a comparison variable that we have to omit. So this is all going to be relative to 2000. So we're going to do from 2005 all the way over to the right, and then Control Shift down. So we're using the area that in mine is F3 to F333, and we're going to do labels. So I've got year 2005 all the way over to year 2019. So in my mind,
H.
So song, I've got, so my Y range is supposed to be song length in seconds. So E. The X range is supposed to be H all the way down. There we go. Okay, E3 to E333 is the Y range because we're doing song length in seconds. That's what we're trying to predict again. And then the X range is column H through Q. So it's H3 to Q333 on mine. And we're doing the labels. We're doing labels. So column E is the Y range and column X is H through Q. So H3 to Q333. Okay. And I'm going to make this, I'm going to go up here and click this and go like this, and then we'll do the p-value and the t-stat. Okay. Now, did everybody get, so the intercept should be 254.867. And then all of these, I'll change it so that they're, let me go ahead and change them to be, if I do number format, I think I can have negative numbers.
How are you getting yours to be with the parentheses instead of the negative, but then not as a number?
So when I hit I do the comma style.
Mm-hmm.
And comma style, the default is that it's going to put, so that's accounting, and it's going to make these numbers, the negative numbers, be in commas because that's, or within parentheses, because that's what they often will do on accounting reports, like financial statements. If I change it to currency, and I can make it negative. So currency does, it puts the dollar, you can put a dollar sign. I think it always makes them line up. And then this is where, you remember they talk about you're in the red versus in the black. So negative numbers were red and positive numbers were black. That's where that comes from. So I just put it to be negative numbers with a negative. But we need an extra decimal place there probably. Well, maybe not. Okay, does everybody have, before, because I want to give the interpretation, and I want to highlight which of these are statistically significant, which is all of them.
With the exception of 2013, right?
Yep. Okay, so this is a dummy can I, let me just go, I'm gonna go ahead and insert a text box, and let's go ahead and format it. So we'll make it this yellow, and that outline. Okay. So this is called, this regression has dummy variables in it. Or sometimes called indicator variables or 0, 1. So the variable can only take a 0 or 1. So it's a 1 if, if it's 2005, then year 2005 is set to 1, and it's 0 otherwise. Okay? We omitted Y underscore 2000. So that is the baseline or omitted group, they call it. So all values are relative to song length in 2000. So that's going to be in years where Y 2000 is equal to 1. Okay? So the Y-intercept there of 254.87 means that average song length in 2000, the omitted category, is 254.87 seconds. Okay? And we'll do the 2005. The negative 25.73 means that the average song in 2005 was 25.73 seconds shorter than average song of 2000, the omitted category. Okay. Hannah, how do you interpret the coefficient, that negative 62.33 for 2019?
So wouldn't that just mean that the song length is shorter by 62.33 compared to the omitted group of 2000?
Correct. That's right. So some people like the one before it. No, it's compared to year 2000. Okay. So so we should be able to check that, which is what is 254.87 minus 25.73. Okay, so that means we should find that the average song length in 2005 was 229.1 seconds, and the one in 2000 was 254 seconds. So if we go back to here, yep, 254 and 229.1. 254.9 and 220, like 254.87 minus 25.73. So if they don't match your descriptive statistics, you've done something wrong. Okay? And then let's type in the means that the average song length, I'm just writing out what Hannah said in Word. It was a full minute. It was 62.33 seconds shorter than the average song of 2000. Okay. Now, we can actually, we could do this again. What would happen if we changed our omitted group to 2019? What's going to be the intercept? So 2019 becomes our baseline or our omitted group.
Would it be the 192?
Yeah, so whatever that song length for 2019 is, and now I can compare all the differences to 2019. So if we do that, all I do is data analysis regression is H is going to become what, G? So the dependent variable is the same, but we don't want to include 2019. We're just going to include 2000 up to 2018. I'll just put it, I'll put it on a new sheet. So mine goes from G to column P as in parent. And I'm going to put this right here. So you'll notice, I'll make both of these like, so let's go ahead and okay, now you'll notice the R squared is exactly the same between both of them. This is exactly the same. Like actually everything's going to be exactly the same. Okay, except that 192.53 is this 192.53. Okay. Oops. And then they're all statistically significant except year 2019 is not significantly longer than year 2018 is not significantly different from 2019. So even though it's a 15-second difference, there's enough spread or variation that year that's not different. Okay. And then so over here, these were all negative. Over here, these are all positive. Why is that the case?
Because there are more in seconds as opposed to less.
So, right. So there's nothing changed other than who am I comparing? So if Sarah or if Richie were the tallest person in class and I were the shortest, all we're doing is comparing, or is it how many inches taller than Professor Benson or how many inches shorter than Richie Lowe are we, right? And so you'll notice this is saying that 2019 is 62.33 seconds shorter than 2000. And if I look here on 2000, this is saying that 2000 is 62.33 seconds longer than 2019. It's just, there's no new information here. It's just who are we comparing it to, okay? So if we were to take those three regressions together, what do we conclude about are songs in later years statistically shorter than songs in earlier years?
The amount of Spotify subscribers directly correlates.
Well, that's a separate one. If we just look at the years here, the years one, it looks like they're getting shorter by year, right?
Right.
Occasionally there's one that's not significant, okay? And then to Eric's point, it does seem significantly correlated with the number of Spotify subscribers because there's this number of Spotify subscribers is statistically significant. Oops, if I do results length, right? And so it's sort of saying when I go here, our regressions are telling us that this relationship that our eye can see is statistically significant. Okay, if I were to change the omitted year to be like 2015, we wouldn't expect to see a difference between 2016 and 2015 because it's they're the same, and it actually bumps up a little bit 2017, but there's this trend. Okay, so questions, or I will let people go. You can all, I mean, you're always free to go.
Ah.
But I know Sarah needed to stick around for questions, and so did Jeremy. But anyone else, feel free to stick around. And if you will fill out this top 50, turn this top 50 albums into something like this, then that would be great. Okay. All right, Sarah, go ahead and share your screen.
Okay.
Oh, am I sharing my screen?
Yeah.
So I have to hide my floating meeting controls. Otherwise, they get in the way of me doing work. Okay, go ahead, Sarah. And where'd Jeremy go? He's supposed to stick around. Okay, well.
Okay, so I have, this is my second regression, and it's not correct because it's not. So I'm just going to delete this sheet and start over and see what I, yes. So here,
Okay, good.
wrong with that.
What year do we want to be our omitted?
The 2019, which is Q.
Yeah, but you need to include G. No, yeah, you need to include G, which isn't visible there, but that's going to be 2000, right?
Oh, yeah. Ah! No, I just messed it up. How do I fix
So just click in that up arrow there.
that?
Yep, and then just select everything in there and delete it in that little text box. And now go to, where is year 2000? G3. And no, G3. Do shift right arrow all the way over to year 2018.
Okay.
And now control shift down arrow. There you go, boom. Now hit OK.
Okay.
Yep.
Go back to.
So I would take, I would go to wherever that result just spat out and cut and paste it into sheet 3, I think.
Well,
No, wherever the other one is. Oh, take sheet 7. Isn't it sheet 7? Where that?
Yes,
yeah.
copy.
So yeah, and put it in sheet 4 there.
Okay, there we go.
And so you need to select. Like, are you doing the coefficients, the p-values? You're trying to format those.
Yeah. There we go.
Yep, that's good enough.
Okay, and so everything is good.
Except for 2018.
Okay, and then.
Okay, and we're just double checking that value so that you see that. What does that positive 62.33 on year 2000 mean? How do you interpret that?
It is 62.33 seconds longer than the omitted one, which is 2019.
Correct. Okay. Perfect.
Okay,
and
then back to over here. Song links. New. Our sheet with, there we go. Okay. So I got this, I got that, and I got the numbers back, but I can't figure out.
Yeah. So right click on the bars and do select data. Okay, and then where it says horizontal, yep, edit. And then we need to go up to the top, kind of over to the A column. So scroll over, and we need that 2000 down to 2019. Yep.
Oh, I wrote years, and then it went, what? Okay.
Now hit OK. Let's just make sure it worked. Boom.
Okay.
So
Did I
you'd want to
miss any-
label, you just want to label that y-axis and change the name. But yeah, that's your thing.
And, okay. What was this name supposed to be?
I think that was our average song length by year.
And then this is, we just add the years.
And so just axis titles. Yep. And you can right click on where that arrow is. You can click on that arrow.
Do I need to do both?
You can put years down there. I mean, oh, Control Z. There you go. And then it's the vertical axis. Yeah.
What is this one?
Song length in seconds.
Okay. So the only thing I need to do now. So do you want us to leave these these sheets here?
No, I compile those into the results, song length results.
Okay.
Which is it's like the second sheet, so all the way to the left there. So so if you move your arrow all the way over to the left, yeah. Do you see that green arrow in the bottom left corner?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Yeah. So that, and now do the one to the left of it. Yeah. That allows you to scroll across the sheets on the bottom.
Gotcha. Okay, and then you said you want the top 50 albums, and then do album DS, right?
Yeah.
And on that title, still by year and
by, you need to do the VLOOKUP for the song, the subscribers.
Okay, song length, no, album length, right?
Yeah, so I think on mine, I'll go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and stop your sharing and I'll show mine. So it's going to look like this. If you want to take a screenshot of that or something.
Other, and this. I can't get it big enough to see what I'm seeing.
Okay, well, so I've got year, title of the album, songs per album, Spotify subscribers, and then year 2000 to year 2019, just like it was on.
I got it.
Yeah, okay. But then, and then you're gonna name, yeah, let's see, we've got years album, so that we don't confuse it with the years for the song length. And then I do songs per album. I don't care what you name it, but that's what I called this column C, is songs per album.
Okay.
Easy peasy. Right?
It'd be great. It's super easy. Yeah, my GM, we're finally busy, and my GM is doing everything, including getting to the hotel, back to the hotel 11 p.m. to work the night audit shift. So he's a little overwhelmed, and I asked for data last week, and he's like, yeah, if I get time, but.
Well, that's what I'm afraid of. Like, the worst thing would be like Thursday night. He's like, oh man, Sarah, I wish I could. And you're like,
I can't help you with that. And I'm like, I could have just done it with the whole freaking class. No, it's fine. I'll just do.
Yeah. So in my mind,
I don't listen to Spotify.
Neither do I. My daughter, my kids all do. I just needed, I took all the projects, and I just needed something that was easy, that everybody, that the young'uns in the class can all relate to. It's all
children.
They were all babies in 2000. They don't know any of those groups. NSYNC, who's that? Come on. But I
had these girls came over to babysit my daughter last week, so I could do homework. I stayed home. That was not very effective. I should have gone to the neighbor's house and I could have done homework. But anyway, and I said, they were like, well, as long as you know, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I don't know what that is. And they're like, do you know what TikTok is? I said, yes, I know what that is, because it's all over the news. And I said, well, do you know who Alanis Morissette is? Because hoping that they'd seen that like most recent news thing where like her daughter's helping her sing the song. And they're like, no, we don't know who that is. Oh, hey, good job.
Yeah.
Alanis Morissette?
I didn't, but I saw because she was supposed to have.
Just do it. Just
I
watch
will.
it.
Okay.
It's
Alanis
called
Morissette.
Pretty Little Forks. And that was the first concert I went to.
Yeah.
We were born.
No, and I love Alanis Morissette, right? And so.
Little Pill.
Yeah. So I'm glad that she seems happier now. She was quite.
Oh yeah. Not
Of course, she had bad stuff happen to her, but.
That's what makes a good artist.
Right. So I'll go watch her.
Cutest little, like probably 2, maybe 2.5-year-old. Not quite to the point where you can like tell him, hey. She's like really good. Like, oh yeah. She's trying to. Are you ready to sing? And she's got her same voice, and I really liked it. I enjoyed the song. I'll be buying the album, not on Spotify because
Yeah. No, right. And she was supposed to be on tour right now, and they got canceled, of course. And so they were doing. I just saw an interview with her and the woman who was supposed to be opening for her, and so they were talking about stuff and all the bad things that were happening back in the day in the recording. I'm sure they still happen, right? So.
That hasn't actually changed.
Yeah, no, nothing's changed there. So, Harvey Weinstein's going to jail, and so is the other guy. Who's the CBS guy? Les Moonves.
I was almost in that world.
Group? Oh.
The world of LA. That's my ex-husband's world.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm so glad that you're not. So, no amount of money is worth that.
I was going to be a producer's assistant for a production company, and they were talking about the Weinstein brothers and being involved with them. And my ex-husband, I actually was the star in his film for it won audience choice at the Park City Film Music Festival during Sundance.
Wow, congratulations.
Oh, in like 2004 or something like that. I know.
Yeah, but how many YouTube subscribers do you have? I mean, really, come on.
Right. I don't even have a YouTube channel.
Yeah. No. Neither do I.
Times ago. These kids have no reference point. So I'm like, whatever, Spotify. I mean, I know how to work it, but.
So we had a neighbor. I'm in the 8th ward. She's in the 9th ward. I don't know if you're LDS, but they're in the 9th ward. And
I don't know which town you're in. But.
I'm in Orem. But she was David Letterman's assistant for a year or a couple of years, right? So she did this thing. And it was really funny because they had her come speak to our young women, and it was really funny because the woman, none of the kids knew who David Letterman was, like none of the young women, and so they're like, I don't know, he's for David. Like she's reading, I'm like, yeah, who's that? And we, like all the leaders of the room, we were just like, where's David Letterman? Youngins these days, yeah. But like none of them knew. Like, is that a big deal? And you're like, okay, guys, this is kind of a big deal. So anyway, it was hilarious, and just. To your point, right? You're like,
well, we don't know their stuff. Like the chick, I still don't remember her name. The chick that they said, all you need to know is TikTok and this girl. And I said, I don't know who that girl is. And I said, who is she? And they're like, well, she got real famous overnight and she has a YouTube channel. And I said, that's not.
No, right. So that's the thing. No,
my child in the other room.
It's like two different worlds, right? So anyway, it was just. To your point, it was just really funny. But I will go look up that Alanis Morissette thing, and so then
it's really sweet.
Yeah, that'd be great. Well, good luck
telling a puppy what to do.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Like her daughter, I'm sure doesn't think. I mean, it doesn't matter how rich and famous you are. Your kids are all be like rolling their eyes, like "Mom." Like, it doesn't matter, right?
She's got her little recording headphones on, and she's like, "It's too loud." And like doing things like that.
Yeah. So
I'm like, oh man, she couldn't find somebody to like just hold her daughter for like 3 minutes.
You're Alanis Morissette. You have all the money in the world.
But yeah. It's her home studio, and she probably was sick. I don't know what her
Maybe she let the staff have the day off because of COVID.
I don't know. Or maybe it was part of the whole thing. Look how cute she is with her daughter. She didn't realize how fun.
There you go. So are you in good shape for like? Sorry, you feel? Hi. Yeah. You feel like you're in good shape? You can get this done for Friday night.
Oh yeah,
and
that's
then
fine.
what's your dog's name?
His name is Bones.
Bones. And how old is he?
He's 7 months old.
And whose room does he sleep in?
A crate.
Does he sleep in mom and dad's room or in your
No.
room?
He sleeps in a crate
Okay.
downstairs.
And what's your daughter's name?
Lily.
Lily, do you feed him? Do you feed Bones?
Yeah.
Okay. And is he potty trained?
With him.
Yeah.
Your mom's saying no. I don't know.
Where else does he go? Where does he try to poop? Where does he want to poop?
I'm outside.
No, in my room, under my bed.
Out of my bed.
Yeah.
Okay. He'd be outside.
good.
He'd be outside.
We have a giant dog. This is Big Brother's dog who just turned 12 on Friday. And then her dog is giant. He's an American Bulldog. He's
And Zoe?
yes, and we have he knows. And Zoe died. That's the Bones that's alive, and then Zoe died. But her dog is 135-pound American Bulldog.
So he's bigger than.
His head is like as big as both of ours combined. He's
Wow. Wow.
He's a good dog, huh?
Yeah,
His name is Kanga. Means great protector, and
I'm sure he is. Nobody's going to mess with anybody if he's around.
we're gonna sell his sperm over to the overseas as soon as COVID's done, so that they can make more big dogs. Because their American Bulldogs over there are like the size medium to small of what we have.
Is there a lot of demand?
There is some demand. COVID really threw a wrench in that, but I mean, it'll be $1,800 a vial when we ship it. I know.
Wow.
When we bring a girlfriend over for him to visit with, $1,800
Right.
in our pocket, or a puppy. We don't need any more dogs.
Yeah, I don't. Right. I was just going to say no. You don't. But I'd be selling that every month, right?
Yes.
So. All right.
Okay. She says we're gonna have a great day tomorrow.
Okay. Good. You guys have a great day, and I will talk with you. I mean, if you want to hang out, I say hang out. I'm doing that help desk session. Yeah, if you want to come to that, great. And if not, like, it's open.
It's from 6 to 9.
No, tomorrow's is just 6 to 7.
Okay. I don't know what time the 7th grade orientation for Big Brother is. If it's not during that time, I will be on. If it is, then I'm gonna go be an awesome stepmom and be right there.
Absolutely. Good for you. Yeah.
Too great for like the few weeks that they let him go to the school, right?
Right. You could show him that picture of the guy with the helmet, the blank helmet. I was just like, that's what I'm totally going to walk the campus with. So
my husband will probably want to buy him one and be like, all right, well, your teachers can see you and you can see them and you can communicate and you just need an air tank.
I like it just because, so that one actually filters there. You don't actually need the air tank, but it does filter. But I liked it that you could see their mouth, like,
Yes.
and that's like something you lose with the mask, right? And I mean, it'll still be muffled, but you can kind of see what they're doing.
I want to know how the hearing impaired who have been relying on reading lips, how they are, like, this must be devastating for them. Now they go into general public and it's no communication. Now you're trying to read.
If you're trying to read lips, you can't. No, absolutely you can't. No, so you got to do.
You can hardly read like eye signs, like a little bit. I mean, I'm pretty expressive, but not everybody is.
No, not everybody is. You're like, what are that's exactly. So
I don't know.
that.
Well, my coworker is a sign language person. She just graduated last year. She does.
Yeah. ASL or whatever.
She's an interpreter, and that's what her ideal job go-to is. But while they do it, they still sign, and they're very blunt. So anybody who doesn't hear, and then you take away one of their main communication modes, I can't imagine the emotional trauma that must be causing for them. I mean, you might as well like instantly make all of us blind. Like,
Yeah, no, you're taken away. Have you ever seen? Have you ever? If you Google Eminem ASL interpreter for his songs?
No. What?
Oh.
Okay, I have to write this down. What is it? What is the thing called that you said? Oh, this is a fantastic time waster. That's like inappropriate correlations or
Spurious correlations.
spurious.
Yeah, if you Google that, that'll show up that'll bring up all the correlations.
Because my revenue manager and I were laughing about some of the correlations that we were trying to figure out, like things we could put into this class. And I was trying to remember the name of it, but yeah. Then what were you telling me to look up or to?
So I'll show you this one. It is, I think it is, like there's another one that's really good, but it's Eminem. Yeah, ASL interpreter. And it's this woman right here. And so she's doing, let's see if I stop share and then if I share. So here she is.
Oh, here's what's sad.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll do it at regular speed. But this song is like. Now watch when he gets going fast.
Oh my gosh. I've never seen an interpreter at a concert before.
No, but it's part of apparently as part of the ADA. That's why they all have them now. And so
They do?
yeah, they all do that, and that's why in all those. So this woman here, she is. They always now highlight her as part of the song, and so she's now been.
That was the interpreter that did it.
So this is a different one. That's Holly Maniata, and this one is somebody else. But these two are famous, and so now they will bring up anytime they have a super long thing like that. They will have them come on, and it's hilarious. And so anyway, they're now on. They were on Jimmy Kimmel. They're on all these things because you're like, I've got to come up with. And so this one here about the Vox explainer is she's talking about how normally the way they do it with ASL, and so they've had to sort of bring innovation to ASL. So that how do you do song lyrics? Because normally it's just like, hey, there's music playing. Like that's all it says. Mm-hmm. And so there's that one, and then the mask is this clear mask, and so these guys, like this is what this thing is for welding and stuff. But I was like, this just looks awesome. And so I was like, oh, I should totally. And I've seen people take, like scuba diving, or they're actually snorkeling masks like that have a tube out the back and convert them. And so I was like, oh, that'd be. So it's called, what is it called? Clear Max with an MAXX.
And it just has a filter that like runs a fan, so you're getting like.
Yeah, you're getting. So there are not scuba masks, but snorkeling masks like that, and it has a tube that it's built in, so your whole face is covered, and it comes out the back, which would probably work pretty well as long for droplets. It wouldn't if it's an aerosol in the room, it won't work as well. But and then this has a filter down to 0.3 micron, like about the virus size, so it would filter out all the.
So you could put an N95 mask on it.
You could wrap it in something, but it's actually down to about that size anyway. I think it's as good as a HEPA filter. So it's as good as an N95 mask. So I'm like, this is awesome. But they're expensive, so I'm not doing it. And I'm teaching my classes like this so that.
I got the announcement today that 44% of the classes are face-to-face. Did you see that? And then
no.
10% are live stream. And then the rest are just online.
Yeah.
So
you
didn't give them your numbers, or you said that you're doing it, but then you're not let the students.
So my class would be still included in that face to face because I'm not. I'm not changing it officially because they want to keep the number, and I'm like, okay, well, you can keep the number whatever you want. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, they were pretty proud of that 44. I was thinking, I wonder how many other teachers of that 44 are actually live streaming. So.
Well, I was like, I can't imagine me trying to do with a mask like this, and they all have masks. So, but anyway.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck to you, and I will see you tomorrow.
All right, sounds good. Thanks.
All right, see ya. Hey, bye-bye.